Okay, folks, welcome to our lesson on simultaneous equations. Bismillah. We're looking at type 1. I call this type 1 simultaneous equation because the coefficients are already equal or opposite. So there's nothing really much to do in terms of manipulation apart from adding or minusing the equations. So when we solve simultaneous equations in this particular way, what we need to do is look at the coefficients. So that's the key word I want you to think about, is coefficients of the x and y values. So can anybody here in the class tell me what a coefficient of x means? So in the first equation, what is the coefficient of x? 5. Coefficient of x is 5, which is the multiplier. So when I'm talking about coefficients, I'm talking about the number next to the letter. So the coefficient of x is 5. The coefficient of y is plus 2. That's plus 5 and so on. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, we're analyzing the coefficients. So we're going to eliminate. Now what we're going to do now, we got x we don't know, y we don't know. Okay, two things that we don't know. We need to eliminate one of those variables, x and y, and then work out the other one. So we're going to do this technique by elimination. The way that we do is this. We look at the coefficients and we find out where the coefficients are equal. If the coefficients are equal, for example, x coefficients are equal, the y ones are equal, then you minus the equations to eliminate that particular value, x or a y value. Then we look at the coefficients are opposite. What do we do then? We add the equations, and that will eliminate that particular variable, whether we're looking at the x at that time or the y. So let's look at this question here. So we have now the coefficient of x. Start here. So what's the coefficient of x in this one? 5 and 3. Now if you look at 5 and 3, are they equal? No. Is 5 and 3, are they opposite? No. Opposite means like opposite of 5 would be minus 5 and opposite 3 would be minus 3, something like that. So they're not opposite, are they? So they're neither of those. Okay, so we've analyzed the x coefficients. So that's the coefficients of x. We just looked at those. At the moment, I'm not interested in those at the moment. They don't fit into those two categories for the moment. So I'm now going to analyze the coefficients of y. So looking at the multipliers of y. So the first multiplier of y is, what is it? Plus 2. So y is being multiplied by plus 2. We look at the next coefficient of y at the bottom, and that is also plus 2. So they fit into equal coefficients because they're both the same. Because plus 2 and plus 2 are the same, we can get rid of them by doing what? By minusing them. Yeah? If two things are the same, you take them away, it gives you nothing. So we are going to get rid of, so what we decided in this question, we are going to eliminate the y by minusing. So there we go. Big fat minus. And we do like a normal takeaway question. So we have 16 minus 8, that will give us 8. We have plus 2y minus plus 2y will give us 0y, or just 0. Which, do we need to write down 0? No. Okay, 5x minus 3x is 2x. Now, let's have a look at where we are now. How we eliminated the y. Has the y gone? Yes. So what do we not know now? We only don't know the x, which is good. We only don't know one thing. We can solve that. Now, how do we solve that? We got here x has been multiplied by 2. Opposite of multiplier by 2 is? Opposite of multiplier by 2 is? Divide by 2. So x is equal to 8 divided by 2, which is equal to 4. So that gives us the value of x. Here's your class book.
So how come you got 0 here? You minus the 2y and the 2y?
Say again.
How come you got 2?
Yeah, because if you have something and you take away the same thing, you have nothing. If I have £5 and you take £5 off me, I have nothing left. So it's an item take away itself, using nothing. Yeah? So now, are we happy with the first part we've done so far? Okay, now what we need to work out is the value of, once we've got rid of one thing and worked out one of the items, we can now go back and work out the The other item that we got rid of. Have some close up, please. Okay. Let's carry on. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to get this value x equals 4, and we're going to put it back into any of these equations over here. Equation number 1, equation number 2. Now, which equation do you want me to put it back into? In this particular question, it doesn't really matter. Which equation? Can you choose one question for me, please? Hassan, first, second one? Second one? Okay, let's put in the second one then. Here we go. The second equation reads 3x plus 2y is equal to 8. What have we just worked out the value of? The x value. Where does that go in? Into there. So we have now 3. Let's put that in as a 3 times by 4. Back to blue. Plus 2y is equal to 8. I'm going to stop there for a bit. Let you all catch up. Okay. Sheets. So what we're doing here, Hassan, can you remind us what we're doing here? We've done elimination first of all. And now which stage are we doing now? We are doing the substitution part. So we got rid of 1, worked out 1, and we're going to go back and put that 1 back in and work out the other one. So what was the value of x? It was 4. So what's 3 times by 4? 12. 12 plus 2y is equal to 8. I don't want anybody shouting out any answers. Let's go through this step by step. So we've got to work out the value of y. Y is being timed by 2 and it's been added by 12. Which one shall I move first?
Plus 12.
Plus 12. Excellent. Well done, Saf. This last action goes first. Opposite of plus 12 is?
Minus 12.
Minus 12. Now this is the part where students kind of get stuck. They think 8 take away 12. I can't do that. What do you get?
Minus 4.
Okay. We are doing mathematics, and in mathematics we do also have negative answers. And fractional answers, and negative fractional answers, and decimal answers. So just because we got a negative answer doesn't mean there's no need for anybody to go into a panic and start running for the door. Copy down the rest of it. Now, what do I need to do next, Mr. Hassan? Mr. Hassan, we got a multiply by 2. What do I do with it? How do I deal with it?
You do take the other side.
And becomes a?
Divide by 2.
Divide by 2. So I'll just about squeeze it in here. So y is equal to minus 4 divided by 2 gives us? Minus 2. Don't get your negative numbers wrong here now. Okay, minus 2. So I'm going to rewrite over here my answer for... So we have an x answer, and x answer was equal to 4. And the y answer is equal to? Minus 2. Okay, any questions on this starting question so far? Any questions on it? Are we all happy with that, with the technique? Yeah? First one, we look at the coefficients. We look for what's equal, what's opposite. Yeah? If it's equal, we deal with it by minusing. If it's opposite, we deal with it by adding the equations. Now, one quick other question. What happens if they're neither equal or opposite? What do we do then? Then you make them opposite or equal. Okay? If, for example, if the y's weren't equal and they were also different, and they weren't opposite or equal, then you have to make your mind up and make one of them equal or opposite. And we will show you that in type 3 equations. That comes later. Okay? Type 2, we'll show you that in a second. But we're going to practice some more of these now. Okay, are we happy with this? I'm gonna wipe the screen now, folks. So anybody need to copy it down? I'm gonna pause. Okay, bismillah. Okay, welcome back. We're looking at our second question over here. So what we're doing, same as the previously, we are looking to analyze the coefficients of x, which is 7 and 4. Now, when we look at the coefficients of x, 7 and 4, the numbers 7 and 4, are they opposite?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay, are they equal?
No.
No. Okay, before we do any drastic action with x, let's now look at the coefficients of y. So the coefficients of y are minus 3 and minus 3. So minus 3 and minus 3 are, what do we call those coefficients? They are equal coefficients. That's good. And in the table that we had on the previous question, we said if the coefficients are equal, we eliminate that particular value, the y value, by minusing. Excellent. So we are going to minus the two equations. Now, I'm going to tell you something which can be quite controversial. I've had one of my students complaining about this, but she misunderstood me. Now, when we take away simultaneous equations, we can go down or up, but not both. Okay, so I had one of my students, she went down on the x and up on the y. And she got the wrong answer and she blamed me for it. No, that was a misunderstanding. So if you're going to take away in a simultaneous equation, you can go in any direction. You can go from this way upwards, all of them, and give me the answer in the bottom, or you can go from the top to the bottom, but you can't do both directions. Choose one. So we're going to go from the top to the bottom in the traditional way. So let's start over here now. So 13 minus 7. This is minus, we're taking them away. 13 taken by 7 is 6. Minus 3y minus 3y gives us nothing, because these two minuses become a plus. And the question then becomes minus 3y plus 3y. So that becomes nothing. So I'm just going to leave it as fresh here. Okay? And you got last part here. 7x minus 4x, that will give us 3x. Now we need to solve it. X has been times by 3. Opposite time by 3 is divide by 3. So x is equal to 2. Okay, now that we've eliminated the y, worked out the value of x, we need to use the x, put it back into, which equation should we put it back into, or does it matter?
Second one.
First one or second one? We've done second one last equation, we'll do first one now. Let's put in the first one, let's see what we get. So what was the first equation? The first equation was 7x minus 3y is equal to 13. And this is the value of x, which goes where? There. So 7 times by 2 minus 3y. I've color coded it for you, so it should be easy for you to follow. Now we need to work out the value. What do we need to work out the value now of the y value? Excellent. So I've got to work out, if I can select it, I've got to work out the y value. So Abdullah, leave me through what we've got, what's happening to the y. Now be careful, this on the first, y is being, I'll help you there, multiplied by, what is it being multiplied by exactly?
Minus 3.
By the minus, lovely. Y is being multiplied not by 3 but by minus 3, and then it's being added by 14. Okay? Now, so if you want to solve it, which action do I move first? You give me the last answer. Let's have Harun. Now, do I move the multiply by minus 3 first, or do I move the plus 14 first?
Move the
Plus 14, well done. Excellent answer. That's what I would have chose. Okay. Opposite of plus 14 is?
minus 14.
Minus 14. 13 minus 14 is? Okay, again, no need to panic or get scared. Minus 1 is perfectly mathematically acceptable answer. So minus 3y equals minus 1. Okay. So now we need to do opposite of multiply by minus 3 is? Now this is where the students making more mistakes. Hassan,
Yeah.
listen carefully to my language. Opposite of multiplying by minus 3 is? Opposite multiplying is the divide by?
Divide by plus.
Okay, I want you to say that, well done. That's the typical mistake. Opposite of multiplying by minus 3 is dividing by, so opposite multiplying is dividing by plus 3. No. The action here actually is only, what is the action? The action is multiply. Opposite of multiply is divide by. The minus doesn't change. So divide by minus 3. Okay. So we got, let me just rewrite it again to make it look a bit more neater. Minus 1 divided by minus 3. So Mr. Abdullah, what does that give us?
minus 1.
Now minus 1 over minus 3 gives us what?
A third, 3.
No, give me as this one. Just 1/3. The minuses cancel each other out. Okay. Now in this question, Saf, what do we get? We got a negative answer and we got a fractional answer. So don't freak out when you get anything apart from whole numbers. Don't expect whole numbers. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay? When you're doing simultaneous equations, expect whole numbers, negative fractional numbers, any type of answer, expect that. So don't think, oh, because it's negative, it's wrong.
Yeah, it's 0.3 recurring, isn't it?
But what it's 0.3 recurring is
Then the examiner will expect you to write that. Then you can't, if you can't simplify, you can leave it at that point.
of course, this is a better answer. 1/3 is more precise answer. 0.3 recurring, the dot on is equivalent, but this is better.
Let's make this clear. It's not +2, is it? The answer.
No, the answer is plus 1/3. It's positive 1/3. Okay, that's the second question, folks. We need a break now for Maghrib. And then inshallah we'll come back and start some more questions. Okay, Bismillah, welcome back. We're looking at the third question. So what we were saying here, we're looking at this simultaneous equation. We are considering analyzing the coefficients of x, and they are +2 and +5. So these coefficients are not equal and they are not opposite. So we leave that for the moment. Let's look at the coefficients of y. Okay, coefficient of y. Now coefficient of y, there's actually no number. What does that mean? I got plus fresh air and minus fresh air. What should actually go here? +1 and -1. Okay, I don't know why they've gone sideways. So even though there's no number there actually is a number. The number is 1. Now, if we analyze these coefficients, we have +1 and -1. So when there's no number in front of the letter, there's automatically a 1, and that's +1, and then that becomes -1. Now, what can you tell me about these two coefficients, Abdullah? They are opposite. How do we get rid of opposite coefficients? What do we do?
Add them.
We add them. So we have 2x plus 5x is equal to 7. Add 14 is equal to 21. Now we need to work out the value of x. So opposite time by 7 is divide by 7. Some man. So 21 divided by 7 will give us 3. So now that we know what x is equal to, which equation should we substitute in the first one or the second one? One is better than the other one. Which one should be better? First one's better because the y coefficient is positive. So it's better to put into, you can't put into both, but it's better to put it into the first one. So here we go. You do get the same answer. That's why, but it's easy to deal with the first one because you're not dealing with negatives. So the x value is equal to, what's x value equal to? 3. So we are substituting it in there. 3.
That extra bit.
Which bit?
That extra bit which you did now.
Substitution. Yeah, otherwise you can't work out the second value. That's absolutely essential part of the method. Okay. You 2 seconds, let's do it again. Okay. 2 times by 3 is 6. 6 and y is 7. Okay. Okay, you happy with that? Now we need to work out the y value. So the opposite add 6 is, so the y is equal to 7 minus 6, which is equal to, so the two answers are x equals 3 and y equals 1. Now I want you to finish up the remaining 3 questions on that side. Okay, as soon as you finish those, we'll go on to the second style of questions. So the remaining, so on the same side, after 3, you got some, however many more you got to finish it off. Or 2 questions left.
But I don't repeat that. Basically, we haven't done it before.